Hello and welcome to today's lesson on heating. Today, we will understand the concept of heating as a method of energy transfer and examine a real-life example to understand how heating transfers energy. Then we will learn about the concept of thermal equilibrium. So far, you are familiar with the concept of thermal energy. This is the energy that comes from the movement of particles within an object. We have also explored the concept of energy transfer, understanding that energy can move from one place to another or change from one form to another while always obeying the principle of conservation of energy. Building on this foundation, we can now explore how heating serves as an essential method of energy transfer. Heating is one of the methods by which energy is transferred from one object to another. Heat is a form of energy that naturally moves from a region of higher temperature, a hotter object, to a region of lower temperature, a cooler object. Let's examine a practical example to understand this process better. Imagine pouring a cup of hot chocolate into a mug. Initially, the hot chocolate is steaming hot, which means it has a high amount of thermal energy. The mug, on the other hand, is at room temperature and has comparatively low thermal energy. After pouring the hot chocolate into the mug, thermal energy starts transferring from the hotter object, the hot chocolate, to the cooler object, the mug. As this energy transfer happens, the temperature of the hot chocolate decreases, while the temperature of the mug increases. The process of heating continues until the hot chocolate and the mug have reached thermal equilibrium. This means that eventually both the hot chocolate and the mug will attain the same temperature, and no further heat transfer takes place. In fact, the rate of energy transfer is directly related to the difference in temperature. The larger the temperature difference, the faster the heat transfer, and the smaller the temperature difference, the slower the heat transfer. The driving force behind heat transfer is something called the second law of thermodynamics, which states that energy transfers from a state of higher energy to a state of lower energy until thermal equilibrium is achieved. By using this simple example, we can clearly see how heating acts as a method of energy transfer. The thermal energy from a hotter object moves to a cooler object, making it warmer, and this process continues until both objects reach the same temperature. In today's lesson, we delved into the process of heating as a method of energy transfer. We discussed that heating involves the transfer of thermal energy from a hotter object to a cooler one until both objects reach the same temperature, known as thermal equilibrium. We examined a practical example where hot chocolate transfers its heat to a cooler mug. This understanding of heating and energy transfer forms a crucial part of our knowledge of how energy moves and changes form in everyday processes.